If you're caring for a wound at home right now, stop what you're doing and watch this first, because there is a very good chance you've been cleaning your wound the wrong way. And I say that with no judgment because most people were taught outdated advice, or they're just guessing. Hi, I'm Alyssa, a wound care nurse, and in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to walk you through exactly how to clean your wound at home the right way, based on current evidence-based practice, not what you randomly found online, what actually works. So let's get into it. Whether you're caring for a pressure sore, a surgical wound, a diabetic foot wound, or even a deep cut, the cleaning step is one of the most important things you'll do every single day. And getting it wrong can actually slow down healing and increase the risk of infection. So let's go through this step by step. Before we start, let's talk about what you actually need. And you don't need a whole lot. Number one, gloves, disposable medical gloves. You want to protect yourself and protect the wound from bacteria on your hands. Number two, a wound cleanser or sterile saline. This is the most important supply. No alcohol, no peroxide here. Number three, sterile gauze or clean paper towel for gently patting the surrounding tissue dry after cleaning. Number four, a new dressing, whatever type of dressing your nurse or doctor has recommended for this wound. If nobody has told you which dressing, leave a comment below and I can help point you in the right direction. That's it, pretty simple. Now let's take this step by step. So step one, wash your hands before you touch anything. Use soap and water for at least 20 seconds and then dry with a clean towel. Then put your gloves on. This sounds obvious, but this step is mostly skipped by a lot of people, and it's super important to prevent wound infection at home. Step two, remove the old dressing very carefully. Peel it back slowly from the edges. If anything is stuck, don't yank it. Moisten it with some saline and let it sit there for about 5 minutes. This will help it self-release before you remove the dressing. Yanking off a stuck dressing tears new tissue that's been forming to heal the wound. So make sure to take your time here. Once the dressing is off, put it straight into the garbage bin or bag. You're going to want to change your gloves out at this point before you touch your wound. Step three, assess the wound before you clean anything. Take a good look at your wound. You want to notice a few things. Has it changed in size? Is it getting smaller? Great. Is it getting larger? Well, that's a bigger problem. What does it look like? Healthy wounds should have pink, red tissue at the base. You may see some pale yellow tissue, and that's okay too. What about drainage? Is there any fluid coming from the wound? A small amount of clear straw yellow drainage is normal. What's not normal is green, dark yellow drainage with a bad smell. That can be a sign of infection. I'll talk more about red flags at the end of this video, but for now, just take a look and take notes. If you're keeping a wound care journal, which I do recommend, jot down anything that you're seeing before you clean. Okay, step four, this is a big one. How to actually clean the wound. First, what solution do we use? The most up-to-date guidance states for most wounds at home, you can use one of the two following options. Option one, sterile saline, either the spray or the bottle kind. Option two is clean running tap water. Yes, for simple, low-risk wounds, current evidence shows that clean tap water is just as effective as saline. So if you're in a bind, run the wound under a gentle tap is definitely okay, as long as it's clean, drinkable water. Now here's the technique. Hold the wound cleanser or saline about 10 to 15 centimeters away from the wound. So that's roughly a hand length. Spray or gently irrigate the wound from top to bottom, letting the solution run down and out. It takes bacteria and debris with it. You're not scrubbing, you're not wiping aggressively, just gently irrigating. Let the solution do the work. If there's visible debris, like dirt or dead tissue, you can use a piece of wet gauze and gently wipe one stroke at a time with a clean piece of gauze for every stroke. Never wipe back and forth. That just brings bacteria back into the wound. Step 5, this one surprises a lot of people. Clean the skin around the wound. The skin surrounding the wound can harbor bacteria, old drainage, and sticky residue from the dressings. And if you skip this area, it can recontaminate the wound when you go to apply a new dressing. Use a separate piece of gauze or clean cloth with your wound cleanser and gently wipe in a circle around the wound, moving outward away from the wound. You're then going to want to pat the surrounding skin dry with a piece of gauze or clean paper towel. Gently pat, don't rub. Step 6, apply a clean dressing. What type of dressing you use depends entirely on the wound itself. Here are a few general rules. Keep the wound covered. Wounds heal better in a moist, covered environment, not left open to air. That's old advice of let it breathe. It's not evidence-based for most wounds. Make sure the dressing is large enough to cover the entire wound and a border around the edges. Dressings that are too small often lift too quickly and expose the wound. If you're unsure of the type of dressing you should be using, please ask your nurse or doctor, or feel free to book an appointment with me at thewoundconsultant.com. Using the wrong dressing can really slow down healing. Now, let's go over what not to use on your wound at home. Don't use hydrogen peroxide as it damages healthy tissue. Rubbing alcohol is too harsh. Don't use it on open wounds. Betadine or iodine directly on the wound bed is not recommended for routine cleaning of acute wounds. Cotton wool, the fibers get stuck. Use gauze instead. Don't drag dry gauze across the wound. Always moisten it first. Don't blow on the wound to dry it. Yes, people do this, and you have bacteria in your mouth, so just let it air dry. Stick to saline or clean water for cleansing. Now, I want to make sure you know when to stop managing a wound at home and when to get professional help, because some wounds need more than just home cleaning. Call your doctor or go to the clinic if you notice any of the following: increased redness, warmth, or swelling surrounding your wound, especially if it's spreading; green, yellow, or foul-smelling drainage; the wound is getting larger instead of smaller; the wound has been there for more than 4 weeks with no improvement; you notice black or dark brown tissue in the wound bed; you have fever, chills, or feeling unwell, as this may be a sign of spreading infection; streaking red lines moving away from the wound, this can be a sign of serious infection and needs emergency attention right away. These are signs that the wound needs a clinician's eye on it. Please don't wait. Wound infections caught early are much easier to treat. Okay, so let's recap. To clean a wound at home correctly, we're going to wash your hands and put gloves on. Remove the old dressing gently, soften with saline if it's stuck. Look at the wound before you clean it and note any changes. Irrigate the wound with saline or clean water, no scrubbing, no hydrogen peroxide. Clean the surrounding skin around the wound, pat it dry, and apply a fresh, appropriate dressing. That's it. Do that consistently, every dressing change, and you're giving your wound the best possible environment to heal. If this video helped you, please give it a thumbs up, as it helps more caregivers and families find this information when they need it most. And if you have any specific questions you're wondering about managing your wound at home, drop them in the comments below. I read every single one and always try to reply. I'll also link any products that I mentioned in the description below. And if you want to learn more about wound care, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. Head to thewoundconsultant.com for expert wound care consultations, practical guides, and educational books, your go-to resource for smarter wound healing.